Hello students, welcome to the course on Basic Electronics Engineering and the course code is EC101. This is the course for BTech first semester CSC, IT and FT students and second semester EC students. Myself, Dr. Shurojit Bosak, Assistant Professor of EC Department, Guru Nanak Institute of Technology, Kolkata. And this is my official email address. Today we are going to start lecture number 4 from the module 5, that is feedback and operational amplifier. In the last class, we have started feedback amplifier topologies. And the first feedback amplifier topologies, that is voltage series feedback, the gain. We have evaluated the closed loop gain, input impedance and output impedance of the voltage series feedback. And we also evaluated the closed loop gain of open loop gain as well as closed loop gain in voltage shunt feedback. So let us start lecture number 4 from the 5th module, feedback and operational amplifier, with the topic of voltage amplifier topologies. And the lesson objective of this topic is study the concept of both positive and negative feedback in electronic circuit, study the different types of feedback amplifiers. And this topic is mapped with CO number 3. So let us start voltage shunt feedback. We have already described the circuit operation, that is voltage shunt. That means output is a voltage sampling. So obviously output has a voltage output, and from the input case is the shunt mixing connection. That means current source that ensures that input is a current source. And we are already defined the gain without feedback, which is has a dimension of impedance, and feedback fraction beta, which has a dimension of admittance. And the closed loop gain we have already evaluated, which is A by 1 plus A beta, that means which has also a dimension of impedance. That means the amplifier gain without feedback is reduced by a factor of 1 plus A beta after the application of feedback. So next we want to determine about input impedance and output impedance. So for the input impedance, say ZIF of voltage shunt feedback amplifier can be found as ZIF equal to VI by IS, which is VI by II plus IF. So which is VI by II into 1 plus A beta. So ZIF equal to ZI by 1 plus A beta. Since the input impedance of the amplifier without feedback is given by ZI equal to VI by II. Thus, input impedance of the amplifier reduces by factor of 1 plus A beta in presence of negative feedback. So it is reduced by a factor of 1 plus A beta. Now moving for the calculation of output impedance. So voltage shunt feedback topology uses voltage sampling, which is in shunt connection and which is similar to voltage series feedback configuration, which was discussed in the last class. Therefore, the output impedance is same, which is ZOF, output impedance with feedback, which is V by I equal to Z0 by 1 plus A beta, which is similar to voltage series feedback. Thus, when negative feedback is applied, the output impedance of the amplifier reduces by a factor of 1 plus A beta. Okay. Next is the current series feedback. So for the current series feedback, that means current signal is sampled. That means output must be a current, and in the input is a series connection that ensures that input has a voltage source, say Vs. So in this topology, a sample of voltage proportional to the output current is feedback negatively to the input in series with the voltage source. Here the input is a voltage and the output is a current. Hence, this topology is known as current sampling series mixing or series feedback configuration. So here the gain without feedback I and feedback fraction beta are given by A equal to I0 by Vi. So it is a dimension of conductance, and feedback fraction beta is equal to Vf by I0, which has a dimension of resistance. Therefore, the gain or closed loop gain with feedback is given by AF, which is a ratio of I0 by Vs, which is A Vi by Vi plus Vf. So it is A into Vi by Vi plus A beta or beta V0. So it is AF equal to A by 1, or again V0, beta V0. V0 means A into Vi. So we can write here A Vi by Vi plus A beta Vi, we can also write here. So AF is equal to A by 1 plus A beta, because Vi would be cancelled, because V0 is Vi, A into Vi. So Vi is cancelled. So A by 1 plus A beta. So again the gain is reduced by a factor of 1 plus A beta in presence of negative feedback. Then for input impedance, current series feedback topology uses series mixing circuit at the input similar to voltage series feedback configuration. Same, input section is same as voltage series. So the input impedance is exactly identical with the input impedance of the voltage series configuration. So which is ZIF equal to VS by II, which is same as ZI into 1 plus A beta. Hence, the input impedance of the current series feedback configuration increases by a factor of 1 plus A beta. Next is the output impedance. The current series feedback topology determines the output impedance in a similar way as used in voltage series feedback configuration. A signal source V is applied at the output with Vs shorted circuit, resulting in a current I. Now the output impedance is given by the ratio of V to I. Now when Vs equal to 0, that means Vi equal to minus Vf, and therefore I equal to current I equal to V by Z0 plus A into Vi. Considering negative feedback, so V by Z0 minus A into Vi, that is minus Vf. So which is V by Z0 minus again Vf equal to beta into I. So it is V by Z0 minus A beta into I. So after simplification, just simplified it, which is Z0 into 1 plus A beta into I equal to V. Therefore, the output impedance with feedback Z denoted as ZOF, which is a ratio of V by I and which is Z0 into 1 plus A beta. So the output impedance increases by factor of 1 plus A beta. And now the last one, which is current shunt feedback. Current shunt. So current signal is sampling and shunt connection in the input. That means your input source is a current source. The input signal is current and the feedback signal here should be current so that it may be mixed in shunt with the current source. The output signal is current and the feedback network samples the current. The direction of feedback current IF is such that it subtracts from IS. So the feedback network gain of the basic amplifier AI, say AI, and the feedback fraction beta are given by AI equal to I0 by II, which is dimensionless. Similarly, for feedback fraction, beta is IF by I0, which is again dimensionless. Therefore, amplifier gain with feedback AIF is given by AIF equal to I0 by IS, which is same as AI into II by II plus IF. So which is AI into II by II plus AI beta II, which is AI by 1 plus AI into beta. Thus the current gain of the feedback amplifier reduces by a factor of 1 plus AI into beta. Next is the calculation of input impedance. So shunt mixing is used in this feedback topology, as is seen in voltage shunt feedback configuration. Hence, the input impedance of this feedback topology is identical for the input impedance of voltage shunt feedback configuration, which is ZIF equal to ZI by 1 plus AI into beta. Thus, in presence of negative feedback, the input impedance reduces by a factor of 1 plus AI into beta. Okay. Now, move for the calculation of output impedance. Now, current sampling is used here, and so the feedback network is connected in series with the output of the basic amplifier. The series connection at the output result in increase of the output impedance with feedback by a factor of 1 plus AI into beta. So which is given by ZOF output impedance with feedback, which is Z0 into 1 plus AI into beta. So this is all about all input and output impedance of current shunt feedback amplifier. Okay. Next, we move for effects, another topic which is called effects of negative feedback. What are the effects of negative feedback? The effects of negative feedback on the amplifier characteristics are shown in the following. First one is the gain is reduced and stabilized with respect to the variation in transistor parameters like an H parameter. Second is the nonlinear distortion becomes less, resulting in improvement of the signal handling capacity of the amplifier. Third one is the bandwidth of the amplifier increases and frequency distortion becomes less. Fourth is the phase distortion decreases. Number 5, input impedance can be changed by combination of the feedback signal with the externally applied input signal. Extracting the feedback signal from the output also changes the output impedance of the amplifier. And the last one is the noise level is lowered. So these are the effects of negative feedback amplifier. Next is another special condition which is already described for negative feedback when I discuss on negative feedback. which is called Barkhausen criteria. So what is Barkhausen criteria? Again, I am discussing the condition which is a condition for oscillation in a feedback network, or for any sustained oscillation. There are mainly two sets of conditions that need to be fulfilled. First one is the magnitude of loop gain should be 1. That means magnitude of A beta equal to 1. And the second condition is the phase angle of the loop gain should be 180 degree. That means A beta is equal to -1. So the above two conditions are known as Barkhausen criteria. In reality, if the Barkhausen criteria is satisfied, then no input voltage is needed. What does it physical meaning? No input voltage is needed. So start the oscillation. Instead, the noise voltage present in the circuit to start the oscillation. Clear? So even when we are not applying any input voltage, it sustains its oscillation or it starts its oscillation with noise voltage. So these two conditions are essential, and this is all about feedback amplifier. Just I want to give you a numerical problem. The problem is like that. The voltage gain of an amplifier is 400. The voltage gain reduces to 10 with negative feedback. Calculate the fraction of the output that is feedback to the input. So given that AF equal to 10 and A equal to 400, so you have to determine actually feedback fraction, that is beta. So we know that for negative feedback, AF equal to A by 1 plus A beta. AF and A is already given. So from here you can easily evaluate the value of beta, which is basically 39 by 400 after its mathematical simplification, which is 0.097. Okay. So in that way we can calculate the feedback fraction or feedback ratio. So this type of problems usually comes in semester examination. So this is all about feedback, and next class we'll start on operational amplifier. Okay. So ending my today's session. Thank you so much.